And welcome to Late Night Creatures, the only show where I draw creatures, and that's the entire show. It's been a little bit. Finals got me down a lot, and then I was out of town for a week, and so I took a hiatus, but I'm back, and I am ready for more creature drawing. So, welcome to the show. All right. So, can everyone see me? Yes or no? Am I coming through all right? Can everyone see me? I think we had a bit of a slow start this time around. Okay, so welcome to the show. We're going to be drawing monsters. Took a bit of a break, but we should be good now. So let's just jump on in and start with some good creatures. So again, just going to start with some big shapes to sort of get us moving in a direction of some kind. I feel like that's pretty important. So we're going to move in. So I'm drawing, okay. So I've gotten this nice, lumpy, very large body off the bat here. That's good. I like a big creature to work with. So we're going to make all that a little more connected so that it makes biological sense, and then we are going to go ahead and jump into the details in the face and see where that takes us. Because the face is always my favorite part. I mean, bodies are fine, but there's so much room for fun and personality in the face. It's probably my favorite part of the creature. So let's go ahead and jump in there. I think I want to make this mouth a lot more defined. Have it sort of stick out like so. I think that'd say, I think that's a good look. You know, it has that sort of, that hippopotamus looking mouth. But we're gonna leave that for now. We're gonna move on up to the eyes and see where they take us. I'm not sure if I want this guy to be angry or not. You know what? Let's go with no. Let's make him a more kind looking creature. We don't do those too often. So let's try and make him nice. It's rare that I make something that looks nice, but we'll go for it this time. Yeah, he's got these very sort of pretty classic cartoony character eyes, very, very standard. We'll sort of just keep that aesthetic for him. See, there he is. This is what we call a nice young man. Yeah, happy start. So, and we're gonna just give him some. You know what? Let's make him a little. He's gonna be a little worried. We'll give him a bit of a worried expression here. So, it's mouth. Let's do the mouth. It's mouth time. Yeah, see? Make him worried. We can finish out that look he's got. We're going to have to make something for him to be concerned about in a second here. That'll be fun. But yeah, it's been a while. I had a lot going on. I'm a little rusty. I also have reconfigured the stream a bit with some new formatting. I'm actually using a new streaming software to come to you today. So hopefully everything's working out on that front. But we will see. So we're gonna get this mouth really. See, the mouth is getting kind of less nice. It's a little gross looking, but that's okay. For now. Wow, look at that thing. This is a very different type looking thing than we normally like. I think I want to connect this back a little more. That first line I drew was actually pretty all right. I want to pull that back higher up so that he sort of looks like he has shoulder blades, kind of. You know what? Okay, I'm taking this in a new direction because I had an idea looking at what we've done. I've had a wonderful, horrible, great idea. So we're gonna go with that. So I gotta edit this area around his head real quick just to help show, what exactly I'm going for. Because it's I'm very excited. It's gonna be very cool. Also, I'm gonna be streaming a lot of the Twisties pre-production progress here on YouTube because I feel like it'll be fun to do and it'll sort of help keep me motivated if I have some sort of audience. So those streams are going to be somewhat significantly less scheduled than Late Night Creatures is. They're also going to be lower energy and they're going to be a lot longer. I'd say no shorter than an hour for most of them. But it's just going to sort of give you a glimpse into the early stages of Twisties. I don't want to tie myself down too much, but I'm going to be... I'm trying to get the first episode out before this summer is over. So we'll see how that actually goes. So this isn't looking how I want it to. I think I'm trying to be a little too complicated with it. In full honesty, it probably could just work if I did this. Yeah, that's all I needed to do. I was making it way too hard on myself. Right here. So yeah, we'll have this sort of pulling. And now I'm going to make some very big bold moves here just to assist in this idea. I'm trying to keep it a secret. If you figured it out already though, good for you. I'm proud to have you in the stream. But so this is a pretty major move we're making here. Okay, so this should probably be here-ish. Very nice. Give it a goat pupil, because I like a goat pupil. Goat pupils are very interesting. They're the most unique pupil in the world. They're the only pupil. So like most animals, when they have a pupil, they have either have the eye, the normal like circle, or they have more of like, that shape. Goats are special because they have, I'm sure you're not coming to the stream for a goat anatomy lesson, but here we go. They have a rectangular pupil. It's very interesting. It's very unique. No other animal has a pupil like it. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know what it's for. Probably some dark purpose. So, now that goat talk is done, although that'd be a good podcast. Someone make a goat talk podcast. I don't want to host it, but I'd love to be a guest. So if you haven't caught on yet, I'm wanting this larger creature to be eating the cute one, the cute concern one that we made earlier. Just because you've been waiting for a goat anatomy lecture, that's good. You got it. Welcome to episode 57 is the goat episode. So I'm wanting it to look like he's eating this guy, if that's not clear yet. And if it's not clear, then this drawing is failing its purpose. But that is the intent. I think I want to give him a big old nose, a schnoz. If I can draw a schnoz real quick. Noses are hard. They're a tough part of the body to draw, for sure. But that actually looks like a pretty good start, though. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, this can be a nose. if I just finagle it. Yeah, there we go. He's going to go off canvas because you know what? Actually, I'll just move him down. I don't have to go off canvas. I prefer not to. I don't mind going off canvas. Cropping can add a lot of movement to a drawing, but you're sort of getting robbed of some of my great perspective skills if I do that. So I don't really want to do that. I'm just kidding. I'm all right at perspective, but I'm not stellar. But this nose is coming out pretty all right, actually. I'm pleasantly surprised about it. Yeah, there. Oh my gosh, what a guy. What a man. Just gonna fill that in. Yoink. Or wait. Much smaller. There we go. Just sort of make that a little darker. Not gonna be too precise with it. Oh no, this is quite the predicament. Quite the situation. Oh, you got the GOAT podcast covered. Awesome. This eye is in a very strange position. I've just now realized. I'm gonna bring it how do I fix that? This eye is much too far behind. The whole structure of the face doesn't really work with it there. So as much as I liked how that looked, I'm going to have to adjust it. Just a bit. Not too significantly. Well, I say not too significantly as I erase the entire eye. But the nose is equal, so that should be about here. So that means that I should probably bring it in to where it's like that-ish. Yeah, that can work. Do some cleanup. Sorry, I don't want to edit myself all too much. I really don't, but I'd like it to look at least somewhat cohesive just for the sake of aesthetic pleasure. And then we'll have the eye come around like that, and we'll just connect that. How's that look? Worse. A little bit worse. Oh, wait. And, oh, there we go. That's the geometry I want. See, I try not to, on the show, I try not to let myself get bogged down with stuff like this, but I'm really liking this idea. And so, I mean, I tend to like all the creatures that I make, but when I'm really jiving with an idea, I spend a lot more time making sure all the details are correct. So we're taking our time here, somewhat, just to make sure. So yeah, that eye can't be poking out the back with how I've set up the head, which is a shame because I wanted it to, but with the way everything else has sort of shaked out, and I'm not touching that nose. That was too good of a first attempt for me to touch it. Oh, see, that works fine. That works all right, and I can make the pupil nice, and I can crop the pupil off behind the skin like so. Still do the goat eye because, goat eyes are good. All right, look, I'm just saying. If you want to make something look weird, give it a goat eye because other pupils are more common. So if you're looking to keep a drawing strange, then a goat eye is what you do. It's a very simple and standard. It's a very simple standard that you can use for weirdness in a drawing, especially when it comes to character design. If you want to keep your character weird, give him a feature that's uncommon in nature. Not unheard of, but just uncommon. That sort of gets you in a bit of the uncanny valley territory, where it's like, that is real, but it doesn't belong on this thing. Doing some eye detail. You know how it is. Eye detail is the cornerstone of our society. And that, I wish that were true. That'd be a cool society to live in. Everything's based on how detailed your eyes are. When you take the census, there's a question. It's like, hey, draw the best eye you can. And so a lot of people just are considered lesser in society because they can't draw an eye well. And that's a sad society, actually. I don't like that. So I changed my mind. I said that would be fun, but that's kind of awful. So let's scrap that idea. If there's any future tyrants listening in the chat right now, please, if you're gonna base your society off something arbitrary and stupid, like tyrants do, then don't do it based on eye drawing. It's unnecessarily cruel. Unnecessarily cruel. Okay. So, very nice. So we're in, this seems to be the right spot. This seems to be the proper thing. Very cool. I like it. I approve. So where do I take it from here? We're halfway through the episode. Let me add some more. Let me make him look a little more worried. This has become a much more pressing situation than it was originally. So I'm gonna add some worry to his face here. Just so we're clear that this is not good. If there was any doubt, I'd love the all-seeing eye of society. Right. If there is any doubt, I would love for it to not be there. This is a bad situation. You know how earlier I said bodies are difficult to make super fun. There's not a lot of personality in them. Well, I'm going to contradict myself and try and make his body really, really fun. I'm going to try and make his body a cool thing. We'll try it here. 'Cause I'm seeing this in some sort of this creature isn't a carnivore, but it's just a containment unit for lawbreakers, for evil perpetrators. And so he's simply carrying him to jail, to the big jail, where they keep all of the eye crime people. It's cool. It's fun jail. It's not fun, actually. It's a dystopian, awful jail. But you can make the right friends. If you can make the right friends, anywhere it can be fun. Even weird guy jail, where this guy is going to, weird boy jail. That's a good place to be. Keep contradicting myself. I'm quite tired. And so I'm mixing up whether or not the jail is good or bad. But I guess it sort of depends on who you are. Some people are going to like weird guy jail. Other people are going to think it's a terrible experience. And they both technically can be correct. Because it's all what you make of it. So even if you're swallowed by a odd mouth creature, like so, it doesn't mean that you have to be in a bad situation. At that point, being in a bad situation is a choice, and not a requirement. Oof. You're quite uncomfortable and unnerved. I'm glad. That's good, because this is kind of a awful, terrible situation that we're hanging out in. This is very surreal. I just realized that this is a very similar. This is part of the same society as Beans, which was my most recent animation. This is another creature, another enforcer within that specific society. They, their motives are very similar. So consider this a character within that universe. For no reason other than I think that's just funny. It's a funny. It's funny for this thing to be alongside the very mechanical eye that was in. Well, whose name is Gregor, by the way. To be alongside the very sinister eye that was in Beans. For this thing to just sort of also be there. It's very organic. Head on legs. That's a good creature. I like this guy. Oof, man, what a thing. What a boy. man. Wow, I like this. I shouldn't just say just that, but I do like this a lot. I'm going to add some. Ooh, let's add another fold into this. I'm just going to add something real quick. So how do those look? Yeah, one of them goes like that, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, one of them goes like that. And then the other one has sort of like flares out, right? Yeah, that's the case. Where would that actually sit? Where would both of these actually sit? This should sit further back. So this should sit more like, more so here. Is that right? Let me look at the full. That should be there. Ooh. Yeah, about there. That looks about right. Doing some, essentially, I'm trying to imagine the creature in 3D, which is 2084. That's a good year. 2084 is a good year for this thing to live in. Yeah, and so that leg is essentially gonna pretty much be covered up, but we'll only take away half of it for now. Just, in case it still peeks out. Then we have the one. See, that's the thing and then one of them sort of goes out like that, right? Because there's the small one and the large one. That's how plugs work. It's a plug. That's how plugs work, right? Am I being dumb? It's extremely possible, I promise. Okay, yeah, there we go. And then we can, perfect. So he plugs into something. But what does he plug into? I don't know. Let's experiment over here. I think maybe they have like, this is going to be a bad drawing because I'm sort of farting it out here while I'm spitballing. But I think that they have like suits that the heads plug into that, yeah, this is not going to be a good drawing. Just don't judge this drawing. This is a quick idea sketch. But yeah, I think they have like suits that they plug into for more serious crimes, more serious cases, so that they can handle those easier. And yeah, they're just sort of like that. I could maybe do a better, more detailed one, but I don't. I maybe could have done that. I don't really want to spend the time on it, but yeah. And so they have these much larger suits. That's the word. With these long claw arms that. Oh, you did. Yeah, you did steal that from Orwell. You're right. Well, that's okay. I doubt he noticed. Yeah, and so there's like a reactor, and then you have there's holes for the that the legs slot into, and yeah, so they just have these suits. We're gonna tuck that away because that's off compared to the other drawing. That's really, really bad. So we're gonna move you over there, and we're just gonna put you in. We're gonna put you in the corner, right there. There he is. So let's I mean, all I really want to do is until we start shading. Well, we might have to start doing that soon, but I'm gonna just add some more details, like maybe like make those kneecaps look a bit more bone-like, give them a bit more structure. Add some spikes. Yeah, let's add some little like bug-ish spikes on there. That's nice. Very cool. Very, very nice. Awesome. And so, yeah, we got those. Do that. We'll have to add those on all of them, which is fine. See? Easy peasy. I definitely wasn't worried that was going to take a lot of time at all. I knew that would be a short thing to do, because it's so far away, and so it doesn't have to be as detailed and precise. These ones are going to be more of a problem, though, because they're at a different angle. And so I have to draw them slightly differently in order for them to make physical sense if this creature is 3D. A lot of times what I'll do when I'm drawing and I had to figure out where something goes, like an overlap, I try and visualize the creature in 3D, and then I try to visualize what it would look like if I was standing and looking at it. So like, for example, for the plugs at the bottom, I imagined if I was looking at the bottom of it and saw where the plugs were, and then if I flipped it. And so that's how I got those positions. And now we're going to start shading. I'm going to spin the color wheel. You guys can't see the color wheel. It's off of the stream, because why would it be on the stream? And we're going to do just a pukey green. A nice pukey green. My favorite green. And that's going to be what we do. We're going to put the light in front of them so that we can just... Excellent. Very nice. So that's the sort of the situation we're running with here. I haven't given these guys names. I'll do that once I'm done with the shading, because I don't think this will take too long. I'm going to do his eyes. Got that there. Very nice. Very cool. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think I don't know what I'm going to name this Concerned Citizen. I mean, honestly, Concerned Citizen's a pretty funny name on its own. I want to make that look like it's stretching. I want that to sort of look like it's his arm or the rest of his body sort of poking out the side there. So we're going to shade that out a little further than we normally would when we do this, the type of shading that we do here. The shading that I do here is extremely quick. It's nowhere near the level of precise and thought out that I normally do, simply because I usually save it until I only have a few minutes left so that I have to rush. Now, I could stop doing that, but I kind of like the look that the really rush shading has, because it's a lot more free, and so I think by that metric it's also a little more interesting. And so I don't mind it being as loose as it is. I was going to say bad, but it's fine. I don't mind it being as loose as it is, simply because I think it really lends itself to be a lot less rigid and a lot more dynamic. And as a normal practice in my art, I should probably start shading stuff like this first, and then going in and doing the refined shading later. But, that's something I'll just think about and then either do something about or don't, because that's how life works. So, names. I gotta think of names. I think I'm just gonna call the dude getting eaten, I think I'll just call him Citizen, because that's probably the only name that this guy would call him. So, no, shading's not done yet. We got to do that. Ooh, be careful. That's fine. That's acceptable. I'll take that and do that. There we go. Shaded. So before we end out here, because I only got a couple minutes left, we'll put in, this is, wrong glare. This is Citizen. Is that how you spell citizen? Can someone check that for me? Make sure that I spelled that right so I don't look stupid. And we'll call this guy, I'm going to edit this, fix that shading real quick. I think we're going to call this guy Paul. I think that's a good name, but I'm going to spell it weird just so I like Enforcer number 420's pretty good. But we're going to do, I think I'm going to name him Paul. But I think I'm just going to spell it like all with a P in front of it. Just because, so it feels a little more, wacky and sci-fi. I think that's a good point to take. Okay, so with that, I believe we are done. Citizen is correct. Now we're definitely done because I know my spelling's right. So thank you so much for joining me on Late Night Creatures. Sorry about that off start. I think YouTube was having to figure out the new streaming software for a second there. I'm gonna be here hopefully every Wednesday throughout the summer. It'll probably slow down if not stop when I go back to school in the fall. But I hope you have a good night. I hope you've enjoyed your time here. I've certainly enjoyed it. Look at what we made. And with that, I bid you good night. Goodbye.